And if you get one, always get you a USB hub, because you're gonna have that key that has to go with this software. As you can see on there, my software has disappeared because the screen protector always kicks this thing out. So y'all, it's printing some labels right now. So y'all seeing this. Y'all seeing this bitch full time. I tried to print some labels earlier with my my label printer, and it was still, I guess it was still queued up. As soon as I put this thing in, it started printing labels out. I guess it's finna try to print another one out. My goodness. Y'all can see that. I don't know if y'all can see that. So we know the black's cool. I'm just gonna put this back in the other way. I really need to just stop this. Let me see if I can just stop it. Okay, so y'all get to see the stupidity live, man. Alright, and so my dumb butt flipped the screen up, flipped it over while the ink was wet, and I just destroyed a transfer because I set it up there while the ink was still wet. But all we doing right now is I'm just showing you what I do when I first cut them on. Now we know the black is okay because we just seen it doing print out this doing label that I was trying to print out yesterday. I ended up getting it printed out yesterday, but it was funny doing it. I usually don't print them on this machine. I usually print them on my Mac, but you know, it had a family emergency where I've had to relocate. And it's another thing about being in this industry is that you can kind of take this thing with you in case if you have to. If you need to move, you can move. Your business can move with you, and you can sell these transfers, sell your merch, sell your shirts, print stuff out for people, and mail these things off. You don't have to be stationary, but it's good to have a brick and mortar, but you don't have to be stationary. You can do this thing out of your house or out of somebody else's house, whatever the case may be. So the first thing I will do, initially the first thing I do, if you have the stirrer, you know, to hit the stirrer to make sure that it's circulating that white ink. You want that white ink to run at least, I would say at least 4 or 5 times before you do that. And I would take this, I would rock it, and your inks, you rock them. Elegant Edits. That brother has a great YouTube channel, very knowledgeable. I like the way he presents things and he teaches things. He has a great teaching voice. Y'all check that brother out. But he'll tell you how to rock that thing instead of shaking it real hard and then putting those bubbles inside of the ink. Made a lot of sense. Do I want to put that wet ink through my machine? I don't think I want to do that. It may just cause some other issues. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to run 2 head cleaners, y'all. I thought I had some bad sheets up here. I did. While we letting that, let's talk about this. So that was a transfer that came out yesterday after me letting it sit for maybe 2 days. You can see no yellow, no white right here. We had a white right there, and no red. Got black. We had some of the yellow, black, white, red, blue, or something like that, or blue, red. But we didn't have those things out. And so when you have that, what I usually do is I make sure that the hose is on the nozzle of the. I got an extra print head right here. See, even that I'm here temporarily, I still bring a print head just in case. Let me just I travel with them. But you got to make sure that the nozzles on these print heads, these little holes here, that they don't clog up. They don't have no debris on them. So it's good to wipe around these and get whatever film and stuff off of these, because this stuff hardens up to the color inks do. It takes a lot more time than the white inks, but they will harden up and dry up and dry around. It's not really even just hardening, it's just drying. You know, the ink will dry, man. It's gonna dry around these things, and you're gonna need to wipe that debris off, or it could get inside of there. So what you want to do is, wipe it off here, and still do your reverse flush. Like, you still pour that ink through those lines. Make sure that ink is pulling through those lines, through those dampers, just like you would do the white ink. So listen, we just did one. Let's see where we at. Let's just see how we doing. Like I said, I didn't print yesterday. Just do a nozzle check, see what we got. So we got yellow. We got yellow. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that yellow's super light. But we do have yellow. We got black, and that white is very suspect. We got red and blue. So really, the only problem we have right now is the white. Okay. That's the only issue we have right now, is the white. And so even with the ink circulator thing or whatever, you'll still run into issues with those with that white. So again, I think I'll be fixed with maybe like 2 more head cleanings. I don't think you need to take it off. And also, just, you can hit that power button and cut that stir back on, and it'll rotate that white ink. We're gonna come back, let this thing run 2 more times, and then we'll show you what that printout look like. So I don't know if y'all can see that, but even after running a couple of more head cleanings, we are missing white. So we're gonna have to go in surgically. Okay, we're gonna have to go in surgically. We got the blue, I got the red, we got the white, I'm at the yellow, but no white. So we got to go in. Alright, like I say, because these carts here, man, they different, they real messy. And one of the things that I messed up on, when I came down here, I didn't bring my sponges. Didn't bring my correct sponges. So let me see if I can grab a paper towel. So when you pull this up, it may leak. And we can see this being problematic too, man. We're just seeing that we got almost like waste ink in here. But yeah, I don't know what that's about, but you see how it leaks? That's why I'm like messing with this thing, man. All right. Should be getting all this air up out of here. And with this container, it's a little different, man. It runs different. Like, it's not all the ink sits in that second ink tank here. So you really just want to make sure that these are just flowing, that we're getting something out of here. That should be okay. And that we make sure these nozzles are clean. Like I said, that's what a lot of the problems come in. That is just and this is not how you should be doing this, but again, I told y'all I left my sponges, but I may just need to go to Joann's. See why I ain't doing nothing now. I run over there to Joann's and get a few of these things. But I'm actually going back to the shop Sunday. So I might just wait till then. But I just try to get all this white ink mess out of here. But like I say, the way this is set up with that ink stirrer, it just leaves a mess everywhere, man. With this white ink, just gets everywhere. That's one of the downsides. I think the only thing this really does is really good for this is once you got it right, you can Alright, y'all, we back. We had to let this disaster by. But that's just me trying to sit this thing up here. Yeah, I think that the best thing for this is that ink stir is just, you know, you're running continuous prints. It's kind of like once you got it together, it kind of helps you to have that continuous flow. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, this thing can get dirty, man. But once it's going, and once you got everything pretty much situated, it should be able to continue to run. With my other one, I do about 7, 8 prints, man. I had to do a head cleaning. With this, not so much. Alright. And this, you can probably run about 15 maybe before you have to do that. And just make sure I'm putting this back on right. And then, you know, get him to start stirring that stuff back up. Hit your switch. Get him. Oh, we can't hit the switch yet. My bad. But once you get everything back powered up, you make sure you hit the switch and get him back throwing that fluid in there. So we're gonna cut them back on. So when you cut them back on the stir, you're gonna come up and then you're gonna start trying to pump and suck that fluid back in there. Alright, did y'all see that? Then it'll come back down, but we got some fresh fluid in there. Alright, y'all, that's right after doing the, you see we got white in there. Right after doing the, you know, that reverse flushing, I don't know what you call it, but you know, just running that in through that syringe. I don't know if y'all can see. And so, you know, I just went on and ran the head cleaner and then went ahead and printed. Oh, y'all can't even see. I don't know if y'all can see that white hidden in there, but you see the white coming out. But I think a lot of people are just overthinking it. You know, when you come in, you may have to do that. You may have to hit that white ink and get your syringe and suck that white ink through there initially, and to get yourself started. But don't panic and take the whole printer head out and try to do the super flush and do all of that. Just deal with that, put that in there, and run a couple of head cleans. And if you see a little progression right after you put the syringe on the white ink, then just deal with it from there. You know what I'm saying? If you see a little, that was the problem. If you see a little bit come out of there, that was the problem. If you're having problems pulling the white ink through the syringe, it may be a problem all the way to where the, you know, to the connectors to where the white ink is. So you got to make sure. On my other one, sometimes I would have to, you know, I would take the line off the damper and make sure and I take the line off of the damper, okay, off of the dampers up here, and I would put the syringe directly to the hose to make sure the hole that I'm getting fluid straight through that line without any bite back. And if you are doing that and it's coming through, then you got to check the dampers. All right, so sometimes these do need to be replaced. So it depends on how long you done had your printer from what you know, you need to be troubleshooting and how you need. But if you just got your printer, you shouldn't have those issues, and you definitely shouldn't be pulling out your printer head to get something to work unless you just had that thing just sitting. And but if you never printed with it, there's no ink in there, you shouldn't be taking that printer head out. So this is addressing some issues that have, you know, come through my messenger on how to, you know what I'm saying, get that white ink back out to get it started. The colors ain't there. You just gotta stay with the basics. The basics do work. All right, you seen when I crunk up today, I didn't have that all the colors weren't there. You know what I'm saying? Well, they were there. The colors were there. We just didn't have the white. So today we just didn't have the white. But we seen on the other sheet, the prior run that I did from the last time I was printing, I didn't have the magenta coming out. So, you know, I went in there and hit. When I had to hit one color, I just go and hit all of them. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you have to hit those colors also. I know a lot of people don't talk about that, but sometimes you have to hit the colors. So you see them coming out. You see the print coming out. And I don't have the warmer. I don't don't have that on. Let me see if I can get over there with my tripod. No. Oh, there we go. We don't have that on. We'll cut this on. People say, well, what heat do you have it on? I just kind of keep it in the middle. Really, all this is doing is it'll warm this up from about right there, from about right here. It warms this up so it can kind of dry the ink a little bit, so it can cut down the time, you know, from you curing these transfers. Because you need to let you need to let this thing dry a little bit before you put that powder on there. All right, and this will eliminate the cracking. When you see that cracking actually happening, is because you're not letting the ink dry, and you're putting that powder on directly from your transfer. I used to do that, man. Sometimes I used to pour the powder. I get the bottle, I pour the powder straight on the platinum, like pour it straight on there from right here. And again, that would cause the cracking to happen. So you got to let these things completely dry. I ain't gonna say completely dry, but you'll let them dry. So especially when you do have it like that, when you do it correctly, that powder kind of just falls off of there. Like you won't have a lot of powder in the other little areas that don't have ink on it. You know what I'm saying? The powder kind of, you know, goes where it's supposed to go, and it rolls off of the areas that it's not supposed to roll on when you're doing this thing, and the ink has dried a little bit. So be mindful of that.